guys, StrandTCG here, and today is the Archetype Spotlight, number 1, the Shroom Archetype. So, let's jump right into it. Now, as most of you know, but some of you might not know, the Shrooms are one of the 3 archetypes you can pull in set 1, and one of the total 6. There's 6 archetypes in set 1, and Shrooms is one of them. 3 of them you can get in starter decks, 3 of them you can pull through opening random card packs. So, let's analyze these Shrooms, as they are one of the best archetypes in the game, and find out what is good about them, what's bad about them, and how to use them. Alright, starting off, we have the Shroom cards. So, the first Shroom card is Spore Shroom. Now, Spore Shroom is a very weak card. It's a one cost, 1 health card, and its ability reads: if this card is discarded by a Shroom support card, then any active character or support can lose 1 hunger health. So this we don't know how to use this yet, but we will later on. So as you can see, basically, if a Shroom support card discards Spore Shroom, then it does damage. Now remember that, because in the next card, Spiral Shroom, is a bit more complex. So here's its ability: once per turn, you may send 2 Shroom support cards from your deck to your discard to free play this handed card. So that is helpful because Spiral Shroom is very expensive, costing 4 coins and having 2 health. Now 4 coins is pretty expensive for a card. Typically, better cards have 4 coins, like Construction Worker, and so it's very helpful that he can free play himself. And if you notice, there's already a combo. You can free play him, and then you discard 2 Spore Shrooms from your deck. So that does 2 damage to someone, and you get a free Spiral Shroom. Now that's a pretty good combo. Although you may, if you want to do something else, you could go with the with 1 Spore Shroom and 1 Spiral Shroom to your discard instead. You do 1 less damage, but you get a Spiral Shroom in your discard, which will be helpful for later. So then his second ability is: once per turn, you may discard a Shroom support from your side to have any card in play lose hunger health equal to your Shroom support cards in play, max of 3. Now that may sound a bit confusing, but I'll break it down for you. So once per turn, you can discard 1 of your Shroom supports. So say you have 4 Shroom supports. So you have 2 Spiral Shrooms, 2 Spore Shrooms in play. You can discard 1 Spore Shroom. Now that already does 1 damage now. So he did 1 damage. And then you can do damage equal to your Shroom support cards in play. So since you had 4, but now you only have 3, you would do 3 damage, and also that is the maximum amount of damage you can do. But since Spore Shroom's also doing a damage, that would be 4 damage, just split up into 3 and 2, or 3 and 1. So that'd be 4 damage, and that is the combo. That is the Shroom combo. You're trying to get that combo, getting 4 Shrooms out and using Spiral Shroom's ability to do 4 damage every turn. Now you may think to yourself, wait, every turn? No, it's limited because eventually he'll run out of guys to discard, plus it gets weaker each time he uses it because there's less guys. Now, that is where the third Shroom comes in play. Now, Spore Shroom and Spiral Shroom are both support cards, and the next 2 Shrooms in the 4-card archetype are characters, meaning they stay in play the entire game. So the first one is Master Shroom, a 10 health card, a 10 health character that says once per turn you may pay 2 hunting coins to free play a discarded or handed Shroom support. Now this is very good because it allows you to get Spiral Shrooms or Spore Shrooms, just revive them each turn. So here's what you would do: you'd have the 4 guys out, you discard 1. And you can actually do this twice per turn, but only on the first turn you do it. So you have 2 Spiral Shrooms, 2 Spore Shrooms. Then you use 1 Spiral Shroom's ability to do 4 damage. Then you use Master Shroom to revive the other Spore Shroom. And then you use your second Spiral Shroom's ability to do another 4 damage. But that's only on the first turn, because then every other turn you just revive it and use it once. So with him, you can, with those 3 cards, Spore Shroom, Spiral Shroom, and Master Shroom, you can do 4 damage per turn, which is really good. 4 damage is actually a lot of damage. It's more damage than the best damage dealing cards in the game, like Dynamite and Hunting Horn. It's more damage than they both do, so it's quite good. If you can pull it off, you'll do just great. Now, there's one more card in the Shroom archetype, and it is a character, but it is horrible. It's actually horrible. It doesn't really help the combo at all. It's just like a side card. But anyway, I'll talk about it, but I'd highly recommend never using it unless you like find some way for it to be good, but it's never good. It's only really good if you can get out 3 spiral shrooms and spore shrooms, but even then it's not the best. Here's its ability. Mind Shroom. Its artwork is really cool though. Its artwork is cool. So, Mind Shroom. 1 health, which is super low. By the way, 1 health, the lowest. Master Shroom has 10, and that's under average. 10 is low health. 1 health is like nothing. That's a Spore Shroom's health, and this is a character. This is absolutely horrid health. When this card is defeated, add 1 player's character in play that has hunger health equal to or less than your Shroom support's total hunger health in play to your side. So, what that would mean is, if Master Shroom dies, you can take one of your opponent's characters, but only if their health is equal or less than your Shroom's health, that Shroom support cards, that is. So Spiral Shroom has 2 health, and Spore Shroom has 1. So if you have 2 Spiral Shrooms, 2 Spore Shrooms, that is 6 total health, meaning if they have a guy with 6 health or less, you can take that character to your side. But on average, their guys will probably have like 8 health, like 10 health, maybe 6 or lower, but that's kind of rare because that's pretty low. So it's so bad. I'm not going to talk about it for long. In fact, I'm done talking about it because it's just so bad. So don't use it. Now, I already talked about how to use the combo. The combo is what you're going to try and get with the Shrooms. It's where you use Master Shroom, Spore Shroom, Spiral Shroom to do 4 damage every turn. It's really, really powerful. And now here are some cards that aren't part of the archetype, but are just generically good for Shrooms. So first up we have Dynamite. Probably one of the best cards in the entire game, if not like the third, second, or the best card. So Dynamite is a classic staple card that says you can have any active character or support lose 3 hunger health, but only if you discard the top card of your deck. So this is good for Shrooms especially because you could discard your Spore Shroom or Spiral Shrooms from your deck, meaning you could revive them then with Master Shroom. So yeah, that's great. Great card. Dynamite, and it does 3 damage, so 3 damage is also really good. So yeah, great card. Then we have Hunting Horn, which is the second most used damaging card. Well, actually, probably the third. Dynamite being the first. The second place going to Iron Sword, which will be the one we'll talk after this. But Hunting Horn says you can pay 4 hunting coins, and if you do, then any card in play loses 3 hunger health. This one's a bit worse, as it requires you to pay coins, but if you have the cash, or should I say the coins, then you can use this and do decent damage. Now, then we have Iron Sword, which is probably one of the best damage-dealing items, or damage-dealing cards in the game, since it's free. So Iron Sword just has any card, any support or active character lose 2 health. So, very good card. Then we have Snowstorm, which is actually very underused. It's only been used in 1 deck, and it's a Shroom deck that I made, but I think it deserves more attention. So, by the way, guys, quick thing, a tournament is currently happening. You can join the tournament. You probably have to like September 3rd maybe to join. So yeah, make sure you join if you want to have a fun time. So anyway, we have Snowstorm, which has all active characters lose 4 hunger health. So this is good because, you know, lots of damage. And Shrooms are very aggro, so you're going to be caring a lot less about your own guy's health and a lot more about how much damage you're actually dishing out on your opponents. So Snowstorm is a great card for this. Then we have Zozon. Now Zozon is a character card. He has 6 health, so pretty low. But he would be a good replacement for Mind Shroom. So instead of using Mind Shroom, use Zozon. Now Zozon says once per turn you can draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. This will help you draw your deck faster, thus getting you more damaging cards and more Shrooms to fuel the never-ending Shroom cycle. Then we have Cavern of Crystals, which is a draw power card that allows you and your opponent to both draw cards, but you could draw up to 2, and your opponent just gets to draw 1. So it's a pretty good card, because remember, this is going to be aggro. You're going to be trying to draw all the cards you need as fast as possible. When I've played this in the past, typically your deck runs out before the game ends. You don't lose if your deck runs out, by the way, in Stranded. It's just an inconvenience because now your cards are limited just to your hand. So Cavern of Crystals, though, is great for that. And then we have Ancient Pouch of Poison, which is the first buffet on this list, and the only. Ancient Pouch of Poison is just a good damage-dealing card. And yeah, that is all the cards that are good for Shrooms. So if you're making a Shroom deck, I'd suggest putting at least half those in your deck, but you could put different stuff if you want to. And now, here's a different part of the video. Here are cards that you can use to counter the Shrooms. So if you're like, Shrooms are too good, they're beating me, here are some cards that you can use to counter them. So the first one up is a very good staple card, Immunity. Now, Immunity is a feast card, and I think it should be used in every deck. It's just so good. So it says, until the end of your next turn, or until the start of your next turn, your active character cannot lose hunger health. So Immunity is good because your opponents can't use the Shroom combo on you that turn, and then, yeah, it gives you time to do stuff, and they can't hurt you at all, so it's just pretty good. Then we have the Poisoned Drink, which is another buffet card in set 1 out of the 4. We've looked at 2. And Poison Drink is good because if they do get the Shroom combo on you, you can play Poison Drink to do the Shroom combo on them, kind of doing 4 damage, and then you add 2 damage, so you do 6 damage on them, so really, really good. Oh, I just realized, actually, you couldn't do 4 damage back on them, though, because since they split it up, 3 damage comes from Spiral Shroom, 1 comes from Spore Shroom. You could actually only do 5 damage on them, but still, it's still good. And then Door Logs as a whole, the entire Door Log archetype is really good at countering archetypes like the Shrooms. But if you want to just specifically have a few cards that are good, I recommend using Door Log Defender and Warskrog Rider. They're both really good at countering the Shrooms individually. So, yeah, that's pretty much the Shroom archetype and all you need to know about it. One thing I forgot to mention in this video was that in set 1 you will be able to get this Midnight Snack variant version of Spiral Shroom, because the Eyes and the Shrooms both get one Midnight Snack version of one of the cards in their archetype, and Shrooms get a Spiral Shroom Midnight Snack version. So, if you remember, or if you don't, Midnight Snacks are 1 in 7 rarity, so pretty rare. You'd have to open 7 packs to get one. But if you're lucky enough to get this Midnight Snack, I think you probably have the best one of them all. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.